here we are. A new strip to be worked on, huh? Sorry. Sorry if I'm sounding kind of nonplussed. Mercury sure as heck must be in retrograde this month or whatever, because good lord, everything that's been going on lately. Uh, just like all of my art creating devices have either broke or are breaking in some way, and I've basically like spent something uh like $350 getting a replacement tablet in case my uh, tablet computer is like not going to be able to come back online because the power cord isn't working. And I had to buy a new power cord, and then like start it when my stylus broke. It just stopped working because I had dropped it on the ground too many times. By the way, not the first digital art stylus that I have broken. First one I broke because it dropped out of my pocket into the toilet. Second one, I just dropped it constantly until it finally gave out. So, me reacting and being in a reactive place, feeling like I'm in an emergency, because like, oh, how am I gonna meet all my deadlines? How am I gonna get all this stuff done? I ordered, pretty much emergency ordered a replacement stylus to be shipped the next day. It came in, and then after it's like on the same day that my stylus broke, my tablet computer stopped charging, and I was like, what's going on? What happened? I swear. I'm not like the biggest follower of astrology, but sometimes when people are like, "Oh yeah, Mercury's going to be in retrograde," I'm just like, "Oh, what's going to happen now?" And sure enough, maybe it's I don't know, that's not really self-fulfilling prophecy territory, because it's like I didn't purposefully break any of that stuff. It just happened. You ever think about that stuff? It happens to me all the time. I'm just like, how do I explain all this nonsense that's going on? It's just, but here we are, and I'm drawing, and that's the important part, right? Getting this week's strip done. Oh, I just have to take several sighs right now. I just take a sigh with me. Maybe you yourself are going through like unimaginable, just what is happening to my life kind of things right now. I mean, really what I'm talking about too, with these the tablets and electronics turning on me. That's tip of the iceberg in terms of actual stressful situations that are going on in in the lives of myself and my family. There's other things happening that are far more important, far more. I don't want to use they're not dire. They're just like they're stressful. My my biological family, my blood. I don't know what word to use to describe my parents and my sibling. Well, anyway, I guess them. Yeah, one of my parents and my sister, they're having a conflict, and I'm kind of in the middle of that conflict too, and I'm peripheral, but not necessarily peripheral. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm in it, right? Like I'm in the conflict, and but I didn't. I don't know. I didn't really start it. I just kind of found myself there because I spoke my mind, and then here we are. Um, I'm discovering more and more that if I don't speak my mind, I'm not happy, and I'm finding myself happier speaking my mind, even if the situations are more stressful. It's just, that's a life thing, right? It's like an important life lesson to learn, and it's something that I've always observed Blue doing with to great effect, even though it is often, put some of her relationships in detriment or whatever. But she's been able to kind of absolve herself of a lot of emotional stressors. I'm learning slowly about that. I'm learning slowly too about, you know, if you can't say how you feel, what's the point? Like, what is the point? you know? Like, there's no point in being in a relationship or a friend, like any kind of relationship, friendship, family, whatever, if you can't say your mind. And that's the same for the other person, right? Like, you know, they're going to say something that you disagree with, you're going to say something they're going to disagree with. The point is if neither party can say what they think and feel, what's the point? You're just kind of going like a robot, and that isn't right. I'm sure y'all were not ready for this when you clicked play on this video today, but I don't know. I feel like this is these are themes, topics that are appropriate to the subject matter, because this stuff does play into non-monogamy. I mean, not just non-monogamy, any relationship, right? Non-monogamy is just like any other kind of romantic, platonic, whatever relationship. Is just that there are more people involved, and in a lot of situations, more sex involved, I guess. And it just depends, right? It's all dependent on who you are, where you are, what your needs are. But anyway, sorry, I'm trying to get our toddlers. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to portray this. This might not be working. So today is a little different because I'm not working on my Cintiq companion, which is the computer I'm usually working on. I love it. I love it. I've made so much stuff on that thing, and it's everything that I've kind of looked for in a digital art tool. And it's just like not, I'm worried about it not working, so I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have to use more of an older style USB sort of tablet, and on my old laptop. And it's not my preferred way to draw. I can do it, right? I can do it, but it's not my preferred way of drawing. There's just some amount of there's extra difficulty when you don't get to see directly, like the pencil making the brush stroke, or the pencil stroke, whatever. I don't know why. It's just like, I think it's an immediacy thing, which is why I like the Cintiq companion, is because there's immediacy. Like you see yourself drawing on the screen. It's kind of a confidence boosting thing. You don't feel uncertain, and there's a certain, I don't know, there's an odd amount of uncertainty when you're not physically seeing your hand. and the market's making. If that makes sense. I'm having a hard time explaining that concept. But to some of y'all who use digital art tools, maybe this does make sense. And you're like, yeah, I hear you. Anyway. So today's strip, lately we've been trying to do just like a bunch of strips that are like Ember themed. And the last couple of strips are like Ember and Mona themed. And today we're going to continue that theme. And this time, instead of Ember and Mona, it's going to be more about Ember and their abuela. And just about their great little relationship. Because Ember is very fortunate to have a very loving and supportive abuela. And she has helped us out a lot with so much. And right now, she's feeling very ill. She's going through treatment for a major illness. And we're all, staying positive, being there for her, supporting her, and hoping for the best. So that she will recover and be able to hang out more with Ember and hang out with us and all that stuff. I guess that gives y'all another indication of sort of the stressors in our lives right now. Hold on a tick. I'm kind of realizing that I probably should have separated the layer with the background. And once again, I'm going back to old habits of using our toddler's name. I don't know if I'm ever going to break it. I'm going to try. I'm sure y'all are hearing me try it all the time, every time I do this stuff. Okay, so next thing I need to do... Okay, I'm gonna take the kiddo and I'm gonna cut them out of here and put them into a different layer. Cut. New layer, paste. And I'm gonna put blue, I think, in the foreground. Like so. Feeling like this strip might be kind of late today. I spent all of yesterday getting work done for my paying job, or this job pays a little bit, but my main paying job, Plants vs. Zombies, and I got it done, which is good because it puts me kind of more on the schedule that I need to be on. But it put me behind in terms of my schedule for The Feeling Is Multiplied. But that's okay, right? If it's done, it's done. That's the most important part. Let's see. I think what I'm going to end up doing is just using this layer as the skeleton for blue. Oh, and bless her heart. Blue has gone out today to the beach with our kiddo and some friends so that I can have time to work. And, you know, that's what's making this possible. So thank you, Blue. Thank you for your help. Thank you for everything that you do. One day at a time, we get it done. And thank you, Patreon pledgers, for your help, supporting us, getting it done. In a recent strip, Blue had pointed out that I was drawing her hair in a way that didn't make sense. Basically like this. What was it? Like this? Her hair doesn't really do that from behind. I'm gonna make sure not to make that mistake today on this strip. It's just like a little bit, it's just slightly more difficult. Not even really difficult, it's just, I have to think more about the strokes that I'm making when I'm drawing on like this, on this USB tablet. It's just not my preferred way of doing it. And the price of technology just isn't quite keeping up to where I need to be to like be like, oh well, whatever, I'll just buy a new computer. I can't do that. I can't afford that kind of thing. Not with all the expenses we have right now, which is really stressful when you think about it, because it's like, okay, this is how I'm making most of my art. If any of these things, you know, fall apart, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. Hence why I bought a second art tablet as a backup, one that was cheaper. But man, was that process stressful. It's like, had to get drivers installed and all this other stuff, and in the meantime I'm running late and I'm just like, oh, how am I ever gonna get this done? But here we are, right? Here we are. Just keep repeating that as a mantra to myself. Here we are. Okay, so I'm noticing that it looks like Blue's head and neck isn't really, it's just not attached in a way that makes sense. So maybe more like that. Maybe? Could also be that the way her shoulders are positioned don't make sense. Yeah, kinda. That definitely helps. Nose. So for those of y'all who keep up with just like other videos that I post, like videos that I post mainly for my YouTube channel, I'm gonna do another project diary this week where I kind of go more in depth about like a lot of the obstacles that I've been facing this week in regards to getting my getting projects done and in staying on target with my goals. I wanted to have this project diary to kind of detail how I'm dealing with stressors in my life and how I'm also keeping myself accountable in terms of I have a lot of projects that I do want to do, and I kind of figure if I keep myself accountable, I'll be able to keep myself on track. So far, so good. Yeah. So far, it's working. Oh, it's just like, that looks weird too. Like, arm looks too long. I don't know, what's up? It's like her proportions just seem all off. It's a weird, she's kind of, the way she's entering the panel is also from a weird angle. I could try and change it up. Like I could have it like that. But then I don't know. I think this is working. Yeah, this is just like thumbnail stage right now. I'm really really kind of rushing through this a little bit. Ooh, that's what I really miss. I can't tilt the canvas very well either. Is there like is there like a touch? Can I turn touch on? No. Just trying to figure out this new pad. Okay, I'm gonna switch for the second panel. I'm gonna switch up perspective. I'm gonna go outside of that door. Like so. And let's put in this other window. And get in that screen door. More appropriate, get more of it in. Let's see. Trying not to make Abuela too short. She's not that short. She's not even really short. Okay, that's working out pretty good. I even feel more exhausted drawing on this tablet. It just, yeah, it's like it takes more of my brain to do it. I guess that must be why I don't like it, is because it takes more. It's either using different parts of my brain or uses more energy from my brain to kind of correlate, like, drawing on my pad to the screen. Sorry, I've been trying to understand why I am having such a hard time of it, and because it doesn't entirely. Well, I don't feel like it entirely makes sense. Also, what also doesn't make sense is where this doorknob is on the screen door. That needs to be changed. Like that. Or does it? Hold on. Oh, that's right, because it, oh, okay, it does do that. That's weird, because it opens from, oh, this door is on the wrong side. The, like, wood door is on the wrong side. Let's fix that. Both, so Blue and Marco prescribed different ideas for this comic strip to me, and I mean, they're the same idea, but there are different details. I'm also noticing in this background that I need to, this door is just like not tall enough. Make it taller. That looks a little better. Thumbnailing. What am I going to do for this last panel? Okay. I think that's gonna work. That's all for the roughing gesture phase of this program. I'm gonna let y'all go for a moment, and I'm gonna start a new video in just a second here. I also wanna like take a quick breather. Alright, I'll be back.